For the listeners who may not have been tuning in when you were here, I think you were the very first episode for Conversations with a Millionaire. Actually, you were my first guest when you
Look at
when you had
that.
one. So go ahead and give a brief introduction of yourself for our listeners and viewers.
Hey guys, my name is Syd Chase, obviously, and I'm mostly a real estate and alternative investment consultant and also investor. I've been doing this for over 35 years. I dabble in mostly what I like to call hard assets or real assets. I also do the stock market, so we can talk about that tonight. I'll share some charts with you as well. I live in South Carolina on the East Coast side, over by Myrtle Beach, and have a farm, a 33-acre farm over there that is actually an active working farm. And in short, we're still building houses out here and still in the markets doing our thing and investing every chance we can get.
Awesome. Very good. So, on our first podcast, we got the lay of the land about Syd, introducing him to the audience, to my audience, even though his name is very well known. He's done countless talks, he's in demand. He's coach, counsel, consulted, did consulting for countless individuals and businesses. So, in the first podcast, we got where he grew up, uh, his first employment opportunities there. Dabbed a little bit to the personal life with his beautiful wife, who I've met. That she's just an awesome woman as well. And then he took us through some of his first businesses that he started, the ebbs and flows, the pros and cons, the things that he learned. We went over to that day that he became a millionaire. What was that like? And yeah, we really just did a deep dive into your bio and into the businesses and how you got to where you are now. So tonight, per the subject, the title for this particular episode is why some millionaires, why some wealthy individuals are buying goats and gold. So, Syd, let's start with the goats
Okay.
uh, dynamic. Uh, I'll let you start because and I just so the audience knows him and I talk like just on conversations and we when we get on the phone we could talk for hours if he didn't have to go had so much work to do. So tell us about the goats, Syd. What have you done recently?
Yeah, so a while back, so basically, COVID time frame, we came out of the COVID area, and I really, as being a builder here in Myrtle Beach, Orange County, South Carolina, and so on and so forth, and an investor flipping houses, and seeing the beat of what's going on, and talking to a lot of people, I started to realize that people were leaving the north, coming to the south to get away from some political stuff, but more importantly, I think they were getting away to get their freedom, as in, I want to buy more land. I want to be more self-sufficient. I don't want to be trapped by the government. I don't want to be told what I can eat, when I can't eat, so on and so forth, all of that stuff.
Mhm.
So then I started realizing that being a farmer in the past, growing up as a farmer with my parents, so my parents were the farmers, I was just a manual labor. But knowing that part of the aspect of farming, um, my wife and I started looking at maybe it's an idea of going forward to buy a farm, buy some land, and so that we did, and we started putting animals on it, and we do a bunch of different things here. We still build houses, I still do investments, but I'm also, we're on the working the farm,
Right.
and we realized that having a farm or a backyard homestead, if you're in an HOA down here, you can't do what I'm talking about. But if you're on your own, you can, and just having some of your own food available to you in case this ever happens again, right?
Right.
But for us, it kind of started like that a little bit, and then we started realizing that in our area, there's, I don't know, hundreds of thousands of people moving here or already here that don't have that ability to do that, right? But they want to start living that cleaner life. And so we started providing the animals here. And one of those animals that we started providing is goats. So the goats for us work as a kind of a two prong attack, I guess you could say it. So we have commercial goats, which we serve Pico goats here, registered in commercial, and we also do Savannah goats, African Savannah goats here.
Right.
Again, also registered in commercial. So your registered goats, man, Jason, I was going to some of these auctions and some of these shows, and I was seeing people buying these registered goats for
Right.
like a minimum price was $500 for just a goat.
Wow.
And I'm like, wow, we've come a long way
Right.
since I remember the old days of goats
Right.
being like $20. And then the more homework I did and the more I got invested into it, I started realizing that more and more people were buying these goats, and there was an opportunity to make money here if you could find the right bloodlines, right? And
Okay.
so, and I know a lot of people are thinking, well, I don't know a damn thing about goats or anything else in bloodlines.
Right.
Well, kind of either did we, but we, again, you imply or put in place the same practices that I've been successful at building homes and successful at doing real estate and successful at gold and silver and writing books. I put those teams around me and I go talk to those people and get them to help me,
Okay.
and sometimes I pay for that. Sometimes it's a trade. And sometimes these people just do it out of the goodness of their heart because they want to see, this flourish. Right. So
So
that's
you
what kind of
still
got us
you
started.
still had that learning curve, even though you grew up on a farm or had some farming, in your youth, you still had that learning curve because now you're actually going into, you know, um, taking care of these animals, breeding them and things like that. Now, can we double back real quick? Because I think the first question that they may have is, how did you finance this project and how did you acquire even the land to where this could even be something that you can even do? Like, how did you go about that?
Sure. So obviously, people who know who I am, right? It was a little bit easier for me to do because of the position that I have in life, right? That I've been blessed with. So
Mhm,
we bought a 33-acre farm about 20, 25 minutes outside of Myrtle Beach.
mhm.
And my wife actually is the one who picked this, and my daughter-in-law, Lexi. They picked this property. I wanted to be farther away, but they both liked it. They picked it, and they thought it
Mhm.
would be a good location for one. The property was already zoned farming and agricultural, and so we bought the land. We cleared it enough to put our two houses on it, and then we started building the farm out from there.
And
30 acres are workable. So
okay.
3 acres, the 3 acres we all live on, and then the other 30 acres is basically workable.
And for those listening in, I already know, but in terms of the ones that you live on, give them a quick backdrop on how you divided that and who's living on those parcels, and then we go back to the goats.
Yeah, so basically both properties are about an acre and a half or so,
Mhm.
and we just share a big driveway between us. We built our two houses. My son and his wife built his. We built ours. Oh, I shouldn't say it that way. We as builders build both of them. They live in one. We live in the other. And then
Mhm.
everything behind us is all farm. So
Okay.
at the farm, just to give everybody a quick rundown, we do everything from goats, pigs, quail, chickens, turkeys, different types of chickens. We do eggs, we do quail eggs, we do pickled eggs. We process a lot of it. We sell live. The only thing we haven't got on the farm yet is cows, and the only reason the cows aren't here yet is, well, I should say two reasons. Number one is our fencing isn't quite ready for that yet, so we're
Right.
still building
Right.
that out. But number two, right now, it's everybody knows every time you go to the grocery store, right?
The cost.
A steak is a huge price, right? So I
Right.
was just at an auction yesterday, and you 1,200-pound cow was running about $2.35 a pound. So you do the math, and that's what you're paying for a full cow, and then you still
Right.
have to bring it back. Now that cow is ready to be butchered or go to processing right then and there. So you could just actually take it from the auction, take it straight to the processor that you pick, and
Oh,
go.
really?
But if you do the math real quick, I'll do it for you. So if you got 235 in at the auction, for example, or
Mhm.
that's if you're buying one for an auction, you got 235, $2.35 in a pound, and then
Mhm.
the processor is going to charge you another, $3, $4 altogether, maybe a little bit more than that. So
Right.
you might have off the top of my head, somewhere, we'll say somewhere between $6 and $7 a pound, depending on what kind of cuts you're looking for.
Okay.
But if you go to the grocery store, your max paying easy pay is $5 for ground meat, unless you're getting the cheap stuff that's no good. And then I know when I go down to the processor, the butcher myself, the cold storage, for me to buy a ribeye, it's $12.99 a pound, right? So
Gotcha.
by doing, not everybody can do what we're talking about, can go out and buy a farm. First of all, you don't need 30 acres. You could do it on a quarter acre, a half an acre. You're just going to be limited to what you can do, but that's okay because,
Mhm.
if you're doing it just to provide your family with
Mhm.
some relief on your grocery bill, right? Yes, you got to pay for feed and things like that, but you're getting a lot healthier food.
Right.